We all know AI has totally supercharged marketing. It's amazing for creativity, for analytics, for everything. But there's a flip side we have to talk about. Every single prompt you write, every campaign you brainstorm with an AI, it could be opening a brand new door for your competitors. And look, this isn't just some random data leak. This is a whole new era of corporate espionage. And your AI, well, it's the new battleground. So let's dive in.
And before we get into the thick of it, just a quick note. Everything we're about to cover in this explainer comes directly from Chapter 2 of a fantastic tutorial by Virtualization Options LLC. We're going straight to the source to break this down for you.
So let's just cut right to the chase with the one question that should honestly be keeping every marketer up at night. Is your AI, the very tool you're relying on to build that next brilliant campaign, secretly leaking the entire strategy to your rivals?
To figure that out, we've got a clear roadmap. First, we're going to look at why your brand strategy is under threat. Then, we'll get into exactly how attackers steal your plans. After that, we pivot to the good stuff, the solutions, how to spot these hidden threats, how to build your marketing fortress, and finally, what to do if the worst actually happens.
All right, Section 1. Let's really set the stage here. Why is your marketing department such a hot target? Simple. You've got to understand your marketing data isn't just a bunch of files. For your competitors, it is an absolute goldmine.
And this quote really nails it. See, we're not just talking about losing some creative assets here. We're talking about losing your entire competitive edge. If a rival gets wind of your launch date, your pricing, or your key messaging, they can counter your entire strategy before you even get out of the gate. All that work, all that planning, just gone.
I mean, just picture this for a second. Your marketing director is in the zone, using an AI to polish up a top-secret product launch. I mean, everything is going in there. Pricing tiers, key product specs, the exact customer persona you're targeting. That one conversation with the AI now holds the keys to the entire kingdom. If that gets out, the game is over before it's even started.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, how does this actually happen? Let's get into the nitty-gritty and break down the anatomy of a marketing AI breach. And I'll tell you right now, this isn't some random kid in a basement. This is targeted, sophisticated corporate espionage.
Yeah, these attackers, they have a playbook, and it's pretty straightforward. They might come at you directly, harvesting intelligence from how your own team uses AI. Or, and this is a big one, they'll find a weaker link, like one of your marketing agencies, and get in that way. And of course, they can exploit the very collaboration tools we all use to share our work.
And here's what's so sneaky about this. They don't have to get lucky and steal the whole plan at once. Nope, they use something called campaign data aggregation. It's like they're building a puzzle. They grab one small, harmless-looking piece from this prompt, another little fragment from that conversation, and over time, they assemble a complete mosaic of your entire strategy.
And believe it or not, it gets even smarter than that. They use timing-based attacks. They literally watch your AI usage patterns. When they see a huge spike in activity, they know, aha, a big campaign is cooking. And that's the moment they pounce, because they know that's when the most valuable, sensitive information is flying around.
All right, that's the scary part. It's sophisticated, it's targeted, and it's a real threat. But now, let's flip the script. Let's talk solutions. How do you see these invisible threats before it's too late? It all starts with detection.
The key here is a multi-layered defense. You can't just rely on one thing. First, you've got to use AI to fight AI. Get some tools that can sniff out when proprietary info is being fed into a public platform. Second, get obsessive about your access logs. Who is downloading what, and from where? And finally, do not forget your partners. You need to be monitoring your agencies and contractors just as closely as your own team.
So the trick is really knowing the difference between business as usual and a giant red flag, right? On one hand, you've got your normal everyday stuff, creating content, working with your agency, sharing drafts. That's fine. But on the other hand, what are the alarm bells? Things like someone bulk downloading every creative asset you own, or seeing access from a country you don't even do business in, or a flurry of downloads at 3 in the morning. Those are the signals you just can't afford to ignore. Okay, so detection is one thing, but you know what's even better? Preventing the attack in the first place. It's time to build your marketing fortress. And this isn't about slowing your team down, it's about giving them a secure playground where they can innovate safely.
Let's talk about two absolute cornerstones of prevention. First, have a super simple classification system. Just public, internal, and confidential. That way, everyone on your team knows exactly how to handle a piece of information without even thinking about it. Second, don't use the same tool for everything.
For your most sensitive campaigns, create dedicated, secure AI sandboxes with extra layers of security.
And it's not just about your internal team, right? You've got to think about your entire supply chain. You should have minimum security standards that every single one of your external partners has to meet, period. And you can leverage technology here. This is awesome. You can use tools that act like a digital black marker, automatically scrubbing sensitive stuff like pricing or launch dates before a prompt even leaves your building.
And here's a really powerful idea, a process that can be a total game changer. The pre-release review. It's simple. Before any major campaign goes live, you have someone from security or leadership just take a quick look at the AI usage logs for that project. It's one last safety check that can catch a tiny mistake before it turns into a massive disaster.
Look, even with the best fortress in the world, you still need a plan for what if. What if the worst happens? You've got to be ready. Because let me tell you, panic is not a strategy. You need a calm, methodical plan that's focused on business recovery.
When a breach happens, your response needs to be deliberate, and it breaks down into 3 key phases. First, assess the damage. What exactly was exposed? Second, make some quick strategic pivots. Do we launch early? Do we delay? Do we change the offer? And third, you have to manage your stakeholders, keeping everyone in the loop.
Okay, first things first, you've got to stop the bleeding immediately. Revoke access to any compromised AI tools. Get on the phone with the product and campaign teams that are affected. Start assessing the real competitive damage. What can a rival actually do with this info? And of course, document absolutely everything.
Now, once the immediate fire is out, the real work begins. Long-term recovery is all about learning from what happened and coming back even stronger. That might mean completely redesigning a campaign. It definitely means beefing up your security for the future. And critically, it means conducting security training that is tailor-made for your marketing team.
And that last point about training, it is so critical. I mean, just look at this number, 73%. That's how much more effective it is to have training specific to a department. Generic security awareness emails, they just get to lead it. But training that talks about your campaigns, your tools, and uses real-world marketing examples, that's what sticks. That's what changes behavior.
So let's wrap this all up. What's the big takeaway here? The goal isn't to scare your team away from AI. No, it's actually the complete opposite. It's about creating a smart, secure framework so they can use these incredible tools safely and productively. When you get that right, security stops being a roadblock and starts becoming a real competitive advantage.
So I'm just going to leave you with one final question to chew on, something to take back to your team. In this crazy, fast-paced race for innovation, are you really willing to bet your entire marketing strategy, all that creativity, all that hard work, on a little bit of convenience over real security?